question is whether they have applied for R&D relief in the Netherlands, which is a relief system that applies for a number of years. It allows you an effective tax rate of 9% as from this year, but it's not really that beneficial, I would say, as in other countries, because it requires you first to recoup all your R&D expenses before you are allowed to apply the 9%. And also the 9% does not apply to all of the profits generated, but only to qualifying income. And it's also BEPS consistent with the Nexus approach. So I would say it's fair to say that all in all, there are quite a number of issues to be advised on here, to be assessed. And let's take it from there.
Unlike in the Netherlands, which has a lower tax rate for work on intangibles in the future when they make profits, the UK R&D landscape is one of the more generous schemes in terms of rewarding innovation, because in addition to grants being available for certain operations to be carried on, we have a very generous system of R&D tax credits, which are accounted for through the corporation tax system. So a company incurring relevant expenditure on wages and salaries and subcontractors, consumables or software can obtain a tax credit on their expenditure of up to 33% of the relevant cost. And the tax credit regime applies to any expenditure which is seeking an advance in science and technology, which is expected to lead to a trade. There's no such requirement for that trade to be carried on, with even abortive or mothballed expenditure as allowable for the credit, as a project may take different directions in its route to market.
A preliminary issue, not one of my two, is that Brexit has affected movements of goods. We're not too concerned with changes in relation to services, which is why when we come down the road in the case study, we're not too concerned about VAT on the transfer of IP, regardless of where it's going. So let us just think of the movement of cardboard from the Netherlands to the UK, because that will drag out a number of the themes. First, the technical stuff is probably quite simple, because so far as the movement is concerned from the Netherlands, it's to be expected that the cardboard will be accepted without any dispute as being Dutch origin. Therefore, the movement to the UK should be free of customs duty.